Two of my Watford experience. I've now done what I needed to do. This is the front of that pump house. It was the River Colne, and there's a lovely thing up on the front of the building which tells you everything you need to know about what it was and when it was built. So I'm going to approach that now. You'll be able to see it because it says, and I'll do a close-up of it. 1885, Watford Local Board of Health. The builder was W. Noble, and the engineers who designed it was Edward Easton and Company Engineers. Lovely. And it's now a theatre and arts centre. So it's still being used for the public. It was built for the public and it's still being used by the public. Better that than being owned by private landlords for accommodation. So well done. Now, next little bit, because I was going to put this on the last bit of film, these lovely old buildings here, which are Victorian, loosely speaking, and these are almost certainly to do with the pump house. There's a thing on the side of the building there, but it's illegible. And then we've got Tesco's over here. So that whole area over there is called Waterfields now, but it was originally a sort of floodplain because the River Colne flows through there. And there was, I think, a paper mill there originally, but we are now in, as I said, the sort of a bit of the industrial part of Watford. But there's no industry really left. I mean, if you want to include Osden's down there, but I don't consider selling cars as being really, it's not manufacturing industry, that's for sure. And the car showroom we're coming up to in a second is in fact a Chinese electric vehicle sales room. So it was originally at one point Jaguar, who were further down now. It's now JQ and Omoda. That's a Chinese manufacturer. Over there, that's a beautiful park through there. There's a recreational ground. It's lovely. Look at those trees. Let that bus go around. There's a fire station. Just watch the bus go past. There's the fire station, which is relatively new. Yeah, let's go. And yeah, that JQ showroom was in between Jaguar and Omoda, was in fact a Kia showroom, so not for very long. Things move so quickly these days, said the old man. So we're walking up towards Watford. Sorry about the joggly camera, but at least you haven't got the wind blowing over the microphone. Or indeed the top of my finger. One of my videos recently had the top of my finger in it. So that's part of the Waterfields retail area, the back of it. So I'm walking up towards Watford High Street Station, which is on the overground. Don't ask me which line that is because they've changed all the names to make it more convenient. Another footpath up to Watford Field. And these lovely Georgian buildings here. Look at this frontage, fantastic. It's bits of Watford that really a lot of people just drive past. Just don't notice. Because the high street is a very changed high street to how it was, and certainly when I was a kid a lot of the old stuff was still here, including this, which is really from this point here all the way along was Benskins Brewery, Benskins Watford Brewery. They only really had one brewery, Benskins, and this closed, I think possibly about 1978 or something like that. It's famous to some people because that's where they filmed a few episodes of The Professionals, Bodie and Doyle, all of that. You see it says Wellspring Way. There was a spring at the back, which is obviously would have helped with the brewing process because you need lots of fresh water. And as you can see, this building that's called Wellspring, which is a church, replaces what had been put up in the 80s or 90s. It was actually like a swimming pool or something, I seem to remember. Didn't last very long. It's polling day in Watford. It's the back of the brewer's house. Okay, this is rather reminiscent of another house of this sort of age time period in Leytonstone House, I think it's called, which was actually the residence of the Hanbury Buxtons, who were part of the brewing dynasty. So there is a link, you see there, very, very small. And if John Rogers, if you're watching my rather ratty little videos, okay, you'll know about that, and you've almost certainly done a video about it, I'm sure. You can see it there. There's a little cage on a pole. That's one of the Millennium, or whatever it was, beacons that they had within the last 20 years. So yes, very historic part of Watford. Now the other interesting thing to mention about this building, apart from it being a really lovely Georgian building, is that it was in fact Watford's museum. So there you go, a bit of history. It was Watford's museum from the late 70s, early 80s, I think, right through until probably only about 5 to 6 years ago. It's going to be now over at the old town hall, which is being redeveloped. So, as it says on here, there's a little sign that tells you what's happening. Watford Museum currently closed to the public, focused on new exciting projects relocating. Autumn 2025, so it's not long to wait. It's been a long time. You just close in on the window there, you'll see this beautiful acid etched. It says Benskins and Co. They actually had like a bar in there, an old bar set up so you could see about the history. Now, just walking up now, this is sort of modern history in the distance, because that big lump was originally built as the Harlequin Centre. It's now Atria. It was opened in the very early 1990s. It was a massive project to put in this huge shopping centre into Watford, and it did make a difference, but I think it came at a great cost to the built heritage of the area. The big triangular building is now a, oh god, it's one of these outdoor clothing places. I forget the name of it now, but it was originally built for Hammonds, used to sell musical instruments, and then after that it was a Blockbusters, but it's become an iconic building in itself, to me anyway. So I'm just going to turn round and you'll see the front of Watford High Street Station. Now I remember this being, I'm sure they used to sell cars in the courtyard when I was a kid, Fiat cars, but I could be wrong. And then we got the High Street, old part of the High Street there, just beyond the lights. So I'm going to leave it there, and thank you for watching this other short video on Watford.